Good morning. This is April 28th. It's day 55. It's about 10:30 in the morning, and I have not done a video since Craig left 5 or 6 days ago, whatever that was. He and I went down to my sister's house in Anderson, South Carolina. Thank you, Peggy and Bill. And Craig drove me back up to Johnny's Hostel, Uncle Johnny's Hostel, to the trail, and headed out. Craig, I miss you. It was fun having Craig on my trip. It was quite the gift, I would say. As equally awesome as it was to spend that time with Craig, it was emotionally disappointing to let him go, and I missed him. Get up in the morning, waking up in the tent and looking around for Craig, and he's gone, and that was a very different experience than the first 50 days. So thank you, Craig. You're awesome. Love you and miss you, and I'll keep you informed of what's going on out here, and happy that you had a really awesome time. So we hit the trail. It was raining after Johnny's Hostel, Uncle Johnny's Hostel. It was raining and yucky. We got off at Greasy Creek Hostel, and I'm sorry to say I was very disappointed in that hostel. It was a horrible walk down to the hostel. The place was dirty, disorganized. Did not have a good experience there. There was no heat in the bunkhouse. It was just a shed, basically. And hold on a sec. And negotiating that little creek. So we left. 4 of us, me, Lance, Brian, and Hot Dog. We all got a shuttle over to East 19 to the station 19 hostel. That is the best hostel I've been at. It was a great place. There's plenty of room. You could put your packs in. You weren't cramped. There was a kitchenette with a microwave, toaster oven, refrigerator, freezer. There was laundry that you just did as it was right there in the kitchen. You could do your own laundry, get it done. There were 2 bathrooms, both had 2 toilets and a shower. The owners were fantastic. Dave actually is from New Hampshire. Shout out to my New Hampshire friends. Daddy-O is helping him there. Daddy-O, the great guy who hiked his family of 5 kids and his wife last year up the trail and moved back down here. He's from New Hampshire, so big shout out to New Hampshire representing down on the trail here. And thank you, Daddy-O, thank you, Dave, and for a great time at that hostel. That was the owners there. They were very generous in shuttling people around. And they are just getting started. That place is going to be fantastic. So they got the town qualified as a hiker town for the Appalachian Trail Conservancy. So great job for those people. Now then we hiked out. When we finally left there, we stayed a 0. And honestly, I should have slack packed that day, but I didn't. This is the one day where I kind of used a 0 when I didn't need it. But we knew it was going to rain that night heavy, and it did, so we're glad we stayed. We had like 5 days of rain. It was miserable. So that was affecting my emotions. So was the loss of Craig, and so was some tramley issues. We have someone that has been annoying basically everyone in the tramley and completely oblivious to it. And, just normal stuff you see like in a workplace where somebody gets on people's nerves and, it doesn't get handled because, people don't want to handle it. So anyway, that seems to be resolved now because the tramway's pretty much fractured. Brian, unfortunately, yesterday got off. Brian is BK. He got off the trail. His foot been hurting him for probably 2 weeks, and I think it's just been getting progressively worse. So he went to get it x-rayed. Haven't heard the results of that yet. That'll happen today, but he'll probably be off for a couple weeks. Says he's going to come back for sure. One of our friends, Spirit Walker, very nice young lady. The only place in the video you saw her was right when we were about to get back on the trail, when we were having trail magic last week, and she's broke her foot. been hurting her for a week and finally got so bad she couldn't take it. Got it x-rayed. Yep, it's broken. Another guy broke his foot, so there's some injuries happening. So you got to be careful out here. You got to listen to the signs that your body, signals that your body sends you. You got to pay attention. In fact, if you watch a future video of mine, I'm going to do one on the pain process, which is super useful for hikers. So look for that shortly after this video. So then we got back on the trail yesterday, went 18.4 miles to Moreland Shelter, which is my personal best with a full pack, 18.4 miles. I'm still packing, 37 to 40 pounds pack, and I've just got to do something about it because it's too much. I can do 8 and 10 mile days easy, but when I get to 12 and then 15, I'm starting to hurt. And unfortunately, I carry a lot of my pack weight on my shoulders due to a nerve problem over my left hip. I think I've talked about that before. So anyway, we hiked that Moreland Shelter, got up this morning, started hiking, and we're going 15 miles to Boots on the Ground Hostel. And that is, I guess we can do tenting for $10, which we'll probably do. But it'll be a place where we can get a shower and any type of resupply we need. So that's the basic catching up. The Tramley is definitely fractured. Hot Dog went back south to make up ground. BK and Lance and Scuba Steve are off the trail for now. And then Fisher is back a ways behind me. I'm not sure how far. And Venus, Lux, and Mirage were with me last night and yesterday's hike, and they are behind me a little bit with the plan to go to the Boots on the Ground shelter. All right, so I think that brings us relatively up to date without much content, but a lot of words and time on the video. So I figured I'd just show you some of the trail while I got my videos started again. We are about roughly 50 miles south of Damascus, Virginia. I'm real excited to make it to that Virginia line. I don't know why. I made a 400-mile mark, which I shared some pictures of yesterday, and a couple beautiful waterfalls. Happy to have made it 400 miles, but for me, it's going to be more significant when I hit the Virginia border. Grew up in Maryland, Virginia area, lived in Virginia, and love Virginia. Virginia's for lovers, right? So I should be there in a couple days. All right, for the moment, I'm gonna pause this, and I think I'll probably remember a couple things I wanted to say, and I'll get back on. I didn't remember anything, but I just wanted to show you. Lately, we've been running through these open fields like this along the trail, and it's really nice. It's beautiful. All right, I'm gonna turn off because I'm filming somewhere. Once in a while, we've been seeing things like this as well. Dilapidated sheds or barns or whatever that may be. Not sure if it's in use, but looks like there's hay in there anyway. All right. So, look, there's a little birdhouse right up in that tree. Flowers are coming out. The weather is amazing today. I think it's probably like 50 degrees right now and warming up. Looking forward to a beautiful cloud-free sunny day. 15-mile hike. And I'll probably check in at lunch because we were going to stop at a waterfall to have lunch. Look at this. Cute little pond right off the side of the trail. Nature is sure abundant in its variety. So, pretty cool stuff. So literally 2 minutes later, I arrived down this hill, and I've got that's Nap. Hi, Nap. And sir, what was your name again?
Steady.
Steady. Good to meet you, Steady. And this is
Muldoon.
Muldoon, providing trail magic with his friend Ruffles. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. What inspired you to do this?
We hiked in 2011 and got helped out plenty of times by other people, so we're looking forward to returning the favor.
Well, from hikers everywhere, thanks for being here. It's always a blessing to have somebody provide for us just from their heart. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep. All right. All right. So that was amazing trail magic. Nap was there. Lux just came in, said Venus and Mirage are right behind her, so they'll get to. They were about to leave, but the trail magic people, Ruffles and Muldoon. Now the interesting thing is that Muldoon grew up in Rockville, Maryland, same town I grew up in. He went to a different high school, but a lot of my friends went to the high school he went to. And Ruffles, his friend, the woman there is from New Hampshire, and I just, of course, spent the last 9 years in New Hampshire, so that was a little odd for them to say where they were from, and they're from where I grew up and where I last lived, so that was kind of cool. Anyway, they were very nice. They are former hikers. They hiked in 2011, I believe, and they said that they will look for us up north because they'll be doing trail magic up there when they are up in New Hampshire. So really cool. It's always awesome to have people being generous and providing sustenance and trail magic love for those of us on the trail. It's just always a special occasion. So that was fun. I think the falls that we were looking for are shortly up here. We were going to have lunch at, but I just ate a peanut butter jelly sandwich and an apple and some Ruffles potato chips and a root beer, and I have a clementine to carry with me. Thanks to the trail magic. Appreciate it. Just thought I'd show you this interesting part of the trail. It's always nice to walk on one of these cushiony ground trails. Easy on the feet. They look pretty cool. Somebody cut a path through these rocks just so we could walk it. I'm told there are some falls up here, and I've been walking along the river to my right. The river has been descending, but I don't know where the falls are. We'll see. Just a short walk further and we have a bridge crossing the river. Very pretty. There's a seriously churning river down there. Serious rapids. Those are some falls there too. Crazy. And then look at this on my trail. It just seems really curious. These trees lining this trail are just really cool. And it is actually a gap going to the other side of the hill. Not sure if the water will come around here, but you can feel the wind because we're in a gap. It always usually funnels through. But just thought that was a unique part of the trail. This is quite the amazing trail coming down. Rocks. Endless rocks, and God only knows who put the time and effort into building this trail, but The river did come back around, and there it is. That looks like the falls we were looking for, and I'll be there in just a minute. I'm almost there. I think it's going to be really noisy down there, so I may not talk to you. I hear you, Patty, Mark, and Charlotte. Probably saying that's a good thing. All right, I'll be down there in a second. Those are humans. Sometimes you see those on the trail too. And that's Nap right down there having lunch. So this is just too cool. Those falls are just right up around the corner there. But the river comes down here, and it looks like, hey, there's no path, but as you can see from the gentleman over there, the path goes right on these rocks. Not the easiest to navigate, but how cool is this? Barely room to get your pack around there without bumping the rock and falling in the water, especially when you're filming. So that was cool though. Oh, some little flowers there. I want to say hello. Pretty cool. All right, more unique trail, and that's just going almost straight. Hallelujah, blue skies. All right, so I just finished hiking up from the river. So the elevation there was 1960 feet. And it was a 3-mile hike straight up to 3,731 feet. And that was very rigorous. I did not look at it prior to starting out. So I was just going up and up and up. And now the cool thing was, and this is neat for hiking on the Appalachian Trail, is that on the way down I ran into this girl Pretzel who was slack packing, all happy and lightweight with 7 pounds on her back, you know, making up some miles. And I was sweating it out, carrying a heavy pack. And just a week ago, the first time I met her, it was a role reversal. I was slack packing that 25 miles and coming down into Johnny's Hostel, and she was just getting there, hot and sweaty and carrying a heavy pack. But the irony was kind of cool. And then shortly after that, I ran into the group of 4, which had turned into about 7, and one of the original four was down at the bottom. His name is Cobra, but his friends were Nope and Wildcat, and I forget the other one, but they were the ones that I had in a picture during the second week probably, with one of the girls wearing a boot on her foot. And they saw me coming and yelled my name, and it was just kind of cool. It was very fun to run into people that you haven't seen for a long time, and you know, maybe had a day or two with on the trail. And the cool thing about it is it just sort of made it feel kind of like a community, like you're not so all alone out here. And so that was really nice. Look, there's a lake down there, if you can see it. I think the hostel is very close to there. Boots Off Hostel. So it's been a great day, an amazing day. So, you know, with trail magic and running into people and great weather and the beautiful scenery, nice to have that after 4 days or 5 days of funk that I was in. And I just don't get in the mood to do any videos when I'm not in a good mood. I know it's probably something I should show you guys, but I probably never will. I just do not, you know, you're just not in the mood to get on camera when things are shitty. I'm glad to be on the other side of that. And, you know, I'm still struggling with how I'm going to handle the finance thing, but, you know, it may work out. It just depends. My investments have changed dramatically from February, so I already dropped through the threshold by which I said I would get off, but then it came back up and it's at that borderline area. So we'll see. I really want to stay out here. I mean, it's just, you know, on a good day, of course, you always want to stay out here. On a bad day, you're like, what the front door am I doing? And yeah, I was plotting on how to get off the trail last week and called my sister, and, you know, was like, I don't know, I may get off in Damascus and woe is me and all that crap. And I do hope that if I get off, it's, you know, it's for a much better reason, either the financial thing or, you know, even an injury is a better way to get off than shit, I just can't take it anymore. So, and I don't expect to be the latter, but it can happen. I mean, it's a struggle out here. You gotta, you know, if you're not dealing with the weather or the elements or the equipment or the terrain or the pain in the body or something like that, then you're dealing with your, you know, your emotional attitude or your demons or whatever you got. And this trail has a way, of course, we've filtered out the matrix, you know, the mainstream America, and we're out here in the forest, and, you know, your mind can go wild for only so long, and then it quiets down a bit, and then you know, life just keeps bringing your experiences to you for us to learn or grow or whatever. Like it or not, lessons keep coming. But I'm doing good. I'm back to being enthusiastic and positive attitude and having a good experience. And you know, even the last 5 days, there were good experiences there. There were things that were of value to me. It's all part of the experience, and I'm glad I went through it. Not that I want to avoid that sort of stuff, but, and I wasn't negative and down the whole time. It's just we're an accumulation of things that were pressing on my mind. So anyway, enough of that. I am almost to Boots Off Hostel. It's a 15-mile day, 15 point something. And I'm noticing that I definitely have the capability to do more miles. I did 18.4 yesterday, 15 today. A little bit of concern with my feet, but I worked the pain process, which I'll share with you later. And I think the main nemesis for me right now is this heavy pack, and I'm going to do a pack change. REI will take this pack back. It's bruising my shoulder blades for one thing, and so I'm going to swap it out. Got my eye on a ULA ultralight pack that I'll basically be losing a little more than 2 pounds just by changing the pack. So, and then I have some other ideas too. So I'm going to work hard to lighten my load, because I think that's the one thing right now that can wear me down, slow me down, probably cause an injury over time if I try to press hard. So I'll see what I can do. Let's see, what else? BK called me. BK, you're awesome. He's pretty darn sure he did not break his foot, but he has a definite progressive injury. And listen, BK, stay off that damn foot and get it better. He'll be out probably within 2 weeks. He'll be back on the trail, and he'll definitely have some miles to make up, but over time I trust that I'll be hiking with BK again, and hopefully Lance too. Lance, get back on the trail. Get on the trail. Lance and Scuba, you can do it. Hold on, I got some wind here taking my head. Alright, cut off, over and out. Alright, the day is pretty much over. I'm at the Boots Off Hostel. This is a very nice place, very well run, and very comfortable. So I just got a call from Lance. Lance is with BK, and BK is in a boot on his foot. He's wearing it for a week. When that boot comes off in a week's time, if he's no longer in pain, then it was muscle and he's good to go. If it's broken, he'll know it's broken. But they are planning to come out in a week, and Lance is very pumped up to get back on the trail too. He's already bought some new shoes and doing some prep with his gear and stuff. So soon it will be BK and Lance and Scuba Steve back on the trail. Logistically, I don't know where that's going to happen or who's going to be where, but that's just good news that they're going to be back out. Definitely keeps my spirits up knowing that, and lets me know that I'll be on the trail with them again somewhere, either down south making up some ground, or up north where they'll join us or whatever. So that's good news. So day 55 is good all around. Look forward to tomorrow. We're going to do 15 miles to the second shelter. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll update you in the morning. All is well that ends well, right? All right, over and out.